I've been walking now for quite some time up this mountain. I'm just following deer tracks. As you can see, there's a bunch. Hopefully, soon enough, I'll make it to my little shelter that I did. With the snow that fell, now there's probably, I don't know, around 10 inches, maybe a bit less. Yeah, I'll try to make my way to the shelter and see how much time it takes me to get there, because it's pretty exhausting. I brought myself a little bit of water, and I have to carry around the rifle there. I have my cartridge belt and stuff, but I'll see how it goes once I get there. Made my way a bit further up the mountain. The trails keep going, but wildlife here is pretty active. You could see he had a foot here, the deer, he or she, I don't know, and they dug here for something to eat. So my guess is he ate some of that fern there. I'm not that far behind it because you can see here the bits and pieces are still there. The wind didn't take them, so probably passed here maybe like half an hour ago. Continued up the mountain more, and there's some tracks, and that's where it bedded, it looks like. Not too long ago, the leaves are still fresh underneath. I'll try to make my way there without tumbling down the mountain. Yeah, it's obviously not really a big deer, but still one nonetheless. I'm not hunting, by the way, or anything. I'm just tracking it. Yeah, looks like it took off and maybe went that way, right? Yeah, went back down that way. On this side, behind me, I'm climbing is the mountain, and through the trees there, right in the middle, there is a little opening, and that's a swamp, just an open area now. So that's where most of the animals go to feed on grass and whatever sticking out. So I'll keep following these. A bit further down, looks like I woke up and had a number 2 because there's a little pile here in the snow, and the snow's not even covered it yet. So let's keep going down there. Finally made it to my shelter here. The snow got in it a little bit, but thought I'd mention what I had with me, because walking in the snow was hard. Plus, then you have to bring your gear with you. So, well, I have this little flask here. I just put water in there. I'd recommend stainless just because it gets really cold. Even if you have it in your jacket pocket or your backpack, it'll stay cold. Then behind there's my jacket. It's a Green Trail jacket. That's what the company's called. Probably the best jacket I've ever owned. Keeps you warm. It's 100% waterproof. There's a hood that attached to it, but I don't really like it because it holds with snaps, and I got extra snaps added to hold the hood and just flies away all the time. So I pretty much just condemned that thing. I don't really use the hood anymore. The jacket, I use it all the time. It has a little insert in it that's like a bomber jacket, which is also waterproof and very warm. So when you have the insert out, you could use just the coat itself, and that's pretty much just a raincoat or a light spring jacket. And with them both together, I mean, I've stood in like minus 45 weather, and I was fine. I just brought some little gloves that I bought at Walmart. These things are pretty expensive. I think they're waterproof, but they were pretty expensive at Walmart. But my local stores were liquidating the hunting stuff, so I think they were around like $25, $30, but they were on sale for $3, so I got multiple pairs. And like you saw before here, I have my rifle, 1886 Winchester. I pretty much bring that thing everywhere. It's my favorite rifle probably that I own ever. It's also my first rifle. Then I have my belt knife that I use with me. I pretty much bring it anywhere if I go somewhere in the woods. Then here's my cartridge belt that I made. In here, this little pouch is a World War World War II, I think, sewing kit that belonged to my great grandfather. So I put needles and stuff in there. Also, I have a little match safe in there that I got for pretty cheap at an outdoor store. So that keeps the matches nice and dry, and they don't crumble together or anything, since it's a nice container. I have a whole lot of cartridges. This is my compass that I'll bring pretty much everywhere, and I'll show you a closer look at that. Right, so the compass here, it's all brass. It's aged. My mom got it for me, I think, last Christmas or for my birthday. It has a nice chain on it, so you could hang it onto whatever you want. And then once you flip it over, I'm gonna get the snow off of here. That's what it looks like when it's open. So pretty cool. Has a little saying there. And the compass itself, if you could focus. If I go on top of it, maybe you'll see. No, maybe not. Yeah, it's picking up the trees and the glass. Yeah, really nice compass. There we go. Really nice compass. All brass, heavy duty. It's pretty heavy. A nice chain if you want to hang it everywhere. That's what I carry with me as a compass. Right after the compass, I have this little sheath here with this little knife that I did. I made it, I think, a month ago, not even. I just wanted a little knife to have on my belt. Having a big belt knife is nice, but most of the time, a little knife is usually better. So here it is. It's nothing special. It's just, focused on it. I just wanted something small and robust that I could take with me. You can see it started rusting here a little bit. It's so damp out here. Make its way back in the sheath. It'd be great. So I'll put it back in after. And then I have the rest of my cartridges. So also, for anyone that's interested, these are all smokeless powder. And these are black powder shot shells. So pretty much, if I need to shoot a rabbit or something, I won't make mincemeat out of it with these. So this pretty much, I used a 410 load data just to make these, and they were great, up to about 20 yards, possibly, but they were great. So you're not gonna shoot a squirrel that's super high up in this tree, but they do the job that they were intended to do, and that's all I need. Right at the shelter, you can see those little rabbit trails they was hopping along. It's pretty much, I mean, in the area there's bear, rabbit, squirrel, deer, moose, whole lot of turkeys, pretty much anything you could imagine there's going to be some. So basically, this rabbit here was hopping along pretty fast. It was, see, from like there to there. So a rabbit track, usually, I'll try to make one here. You'll have the two front legs, and then the two back legs if he's walking normally. Then a female deer, the hoofs will be pretty close like that. And then for a really big, heavy buck, most likely, they'll be spread, and you'll have the two little claws on their back legs. That's pretty much what it'll look like. And then a moose would be the same thing as this, except, I mean, it'd be like that. It'd be massive. And then, well, a bear paw is massive. You can't really mistake that for anything. But at this time, they're hibernating, so hopefully I don't have to fear anything. But I'm prepared. If they want to come over here, I'll scare them off at least. Spent a bit of time at the shelter, checking if everything was okay with it. So now I'll head back, and instead of taking the mountain, walking up and down the mountain, I'll cut straight through the swamp. Probably try to go and shoot a few targets that I still have up. When I said stainless kept your beverage cold, I wasn't kidding. I don't know if you could see that, but it already started freezing up on me in there. It's only a little thin layer of ice, but it really works pretty well. Made it out to the range here. Definitely should have used a mountain to get here because there's a whole lot of water and the ice isn't thick enough, so I had to walk through that. I'll try to find a place to put the camera and shoot a couple shots here. Like you've saw before, I carry a cartridge belt but if I have in mind to go shooting or just testing loads, something like that, I'll bring this little thing here. It's a nice little Browning cartridge holder. I think there's about, what, 10 shots that fit in here. Let's see here. In my opinion, it's way overpriced. It's like, I think 50, and I saw it somewhere for like $70. But I mean, it looks cool, and it's part of their little vintage collection thing, but it is what it is. I didn't pay for this thing either, it was just a gift, but it looks cool and it's pretty useful. Also, before I start shooting, quick word of advice here. People might not recommend it, but if you trust yourself enough, you'll do it. Look down your barrel if you're about to go shoot and you're in a snowy environment, because even if you're carrying your rifle in a bag or on a sling like I was doing, you never know. Snow could get in the barrel, could freeze up, then you'll have a plug, and then your barrel's gonna look like Elmer Fudd's gun. It's gonna banana peeled open. So, with that said, let's get shooting. Oh, kneel down here for a bit. Always keep your brass. Whole rifle's just covered nice, and it sounds different since it's snowing. Shook most of the ice off for her, but see here, even the rear sight and stuff is just packed with snow. I took a quick tumble here before, but hey, all part of the experience, right?